What's up, people? This is Who That Edition with your favorite host, Trill Quack. And today, we got our first segment, first pod, first episode of Straight Boxing, man. With a documentary success, the transition to boxing, man, was needed. And I'm the perfect guy for it, man. So, we had a great card to start it off, and I'm excited. Let's get right into it. So, we got fight we're going to discuss. Here's the Gary Antonio Russell fight versus Alberto Puro. It was at the 140-pound division. Russell came in 17-0. Perlo was a great prospect coming in, but Russell was the favorite. You know what I'm saying? He was 17-0 with 17 knockouts. And you know what I'm saying? Everybody wanted to see Russell fight, man. Everybody that's from the DMV area know the Russell brothers and the Russell family is heavy in boxing, and you know what I'm saying? They are decent, good fighters. But Russell came up short in this one, and it lost in a split decision. And it was a few reasons why he lost, and let's get into it. He didn't have that next gear, that next level, or that next push, or next, you know what I'm saying, skill set really to separate and to win his fight. He threw his best punches and gave his best foot forward in the first few rounds. About 6, 7 maybe rounds, he was winning because he was more active. He was throwing a lot of punches, but too much of them wasn't connecting. But his jab was decent and was winning majority of the first few rounds. While Perlo was collecting data and getting ready to counter, and that's exactly what he did from about round 6, 7 on. Perlo countered Russell the rest of the night, and he couldn't. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have an answer for him. He countered him, and Russell would look at laws, and each time he would shoot the jab or shoot the 1-2, Perlo would slip the jab and counter with two. And he was he was doing most of his counter off the ropes, which was a good game plan because coming in Russell, like I said, have 17 knockouts, was very aggressive. So him thinking, you know what I'm saying, it was sweet, or Perlo was folding from his prowess or something because he was on the ropes, but the whole time he was setting him up to counter him all day. Russell only landed 16 of his total punches, 10% of his jabs, and 22% of his power punches. That just shows his accuracy was not there. He was just really throwing, and that just showed that he was getting countered a lot because throwing all those punches and not connecting gonna only lead to you getting countered and, you know what I'm saying, missing or whatever, a lot of shots. But Russell, like I said, he didn't really show that next gen or that next level to take over this fight. And this show, if you're not going to go in there and bang with Russell, or, you know what I'm saying, stick in front of him and just exchange, then you can beat him. Like the 12th round was probably Russell's best round, even though I think he lost that round as well. But he looked like, you know what I'm saying, the prime Russell that we seen over his 17 fights, because past fighters stood in there and, you know what I'm saying, went toe to toe with him, and he got the power to get anybody out of there. But if you're moving like Perlo was, then you're gonna give Russell lots of problems, and he came up short in this one. Not saying that, you know what I'm saying, Russell cannot bounce back from this, but I think he definitely would need a solidified or legit trainer. He had his older brother Gary Russell trainer as his lead trainer because their father passed away not too long ago. So Russell, his brother is a decent boxer, and I think he can be a good trainer. But I think another set of ears and eyes in that corner will help Antonio Russell grow a lot, because he is the, you know what I'm saying, the face or the hope for the Russell family, because Gary Russell hasn't fought in years, so we don't want to hear or see him no more. But Antonio Russell, with that power and the 40 division still open, we want to, you know what I'm saying, he has potential. We want to see more of him. So another set of eyes in that corner would definitely, I think, elevate Russell's game to the next level. Next, we had the co-main event, man. David Benavidez versus Orlando. I'm gonna say G. I don't know how to say his last name. G, right? This fight was a great fight. It was a great fight, man. It was definitely back and forth later in the fights. In the first about 8 rounds, Benavidez swept the rounds with his speed, his power, and his combinations. Was on full display. He was shooting the jabs, he was shooting the overhand rights, the body shot. He was doing everything. He was prime Benavidez. He couldn't miss. G was standing there and was just an open target for real. The speed was too much for him, and the amount of punches I think was too much for him at that 175 division. But we seen the movement. I mean, we seen the punches output go down a lot after about round 8. Before that, Benavidez was averaging about 16, 17, 22, 23, 20 punches per round, and it went down to 12, 14, 14, 12 after about round 8. And I think that was a lot to do with him being his first fight at 175. Although he does walk around, he said about 189. Just fighting, you know what I'm saying, that heavy is new and it's different since he's been dominating and winning a lot of fights at 168. His first fight at 175 against a great opponent with G, a guy that's never, I think, been stopped once. So him, you know what I'm saying, getting put out or putting him down would have been very big, but you seen that it was very hard. Like, he was getting hit with lots of shots early in the rounds, and he wouldn't go nowhere. He wouldn't go nowhere. A lot of people was questioning Benavidez's power, like he doesn't have that real power, or he only really had that power because he was fighting smaller guys at 68 or something like that. But no, G is a real opponent. He's only been stopped once, and that was early in his career when he got stopped. And since that, he hasn't been stopped. And you know what I'm saying, them Ukraine guys, they are not going down. Not, you know what I'm saying, it's hard to really get those guys out of there because they just built different. So Benavidez, I think, yes, still has that power. I think anybody else, if he fought at 75, he would have got him out of there. I think his next fight, he will get the guy out of there because it's too, not even always about power. It's about, you know what I'm saying, the speed, and so many punches he puts together can just get a guy out of there. It doesn't mean not be a clean knockout, but a TKO still goes on your record as well, a knockout. So Benavidez, man, is fine. He's definitely on the rise up, man. Him and Tank on the same card was brilliant. I'm sure the pay-per-view numbers did great just because of them two. And people, you know what I'm saying, we expected to see 2 knockouts back to back. Really 3. We thought maybe Russell was going to get his guy out there. So, you know what I'm saying, coming in, we expected 3 knockouts back to back. Although we didn't get it, we still got a great, you know what I'm saying, co-main event. And we seen why Canelo is ducking Benavidez. We seen why, you know what I'm saying, not a lot of guys, but really just Canelo, because him and Canelo had all the belts, and he wanted to, you know what I'm saying, get that undisputed. But Canelo, older guy, Benavidez, younger, hungry, faster, maybe more powerful guy, and he dunking him right now. But Benavidez keep applying his pressure and showing he's a pay-per-view star. You're going to have to fight him sooner or later. Next to the main event, everybody was waiting on, everybody was anticipating, and everybody had their eyes glued on Gervonta Tank Davis versus Frank the Ghost Martin. This fight, for a lot of people, went exactly as they expected. And that's just with the end result of Tank knocking Martin out. Now, you're going to hear a lot of people saying, man, Martin was winning early rounds. Martin was doing good. Martin had success in those early rounds. But I question that and say, what was the difference between Martin and the Rolly fight? If you want to say Martin was having success. Martin, success was allowed. It was because Tank, you know what I'm saying, allowed that. He wasn't winning those rounds because he was outboxing Tank, or Tank couldn't find shots or pick him apart or really get it done. Tank game plan was to allow Frank to move and punch, which he knew his game plan was coming in, was to move and punch, and he knew he was going to get tired from moving and punching. He said he just wanted to stand front and keep a live target so he can punch and punch himself out, and then Tank could get him out of it. Tank won the first 3 rounds on the official cards. And then after that, I'm sorry, Frank won the first 3 rounds on the official cards, and Frank and then Tank picked it up and swept the rest of the rounds. Once Tank found it and Coach Calvin told him it's time to pick it up, it's time to pick your shots. He couldn't, you know what I'm saying? Frank couldn't do nothing with him. It wasn't that Frank was out boxing and was winning the rounds. Tank game plan. He successfully, you know what I'm saying? There's a difference. The two fighters coming with a game plan and one succeeds this. Tank was to let Frank tie himself out, move, punch, and then Tank pick it up and get him out of there. But man, Tank accuracy was on full display, man. He did not throw many punches. He did not throw many jabs or anything. Even when he started to pick it up and really like round 6 or 7, his accuracy and ability to pick his shots and be poised was just on full display and was just amazing. Like he knew exactly what punches he wanted. He knew exactly where he wanted to go. Was when to shoot the body, when to counter, when to keep the high guard, when to have the hands low, walk him down, and do what he want. But you always hear about Tank's power, but his speed and accuracy, I think, is really, really his main attributes. Yes, his power is amazing. Yes, yes, yes. But when you look at the knockout, he had Frank on the ropes, and he was shooting the brick hand down low, like throwing it towards the ground because Martin was ducked. Then he backed up and reset it and shot the fake the right, and then came with the uppercut, which had him out, and then the brick hand ended him. But the ability and the ring IQ to back it up and really set it back up so Martin could, you know what I'm saying, pick him up and become a live target. Like Tank's IQ is really, I think, his best attribute. Most of his knockouts and his speed are from guys saying, I didn't see the shot, or he hit me with a shot that I didn't see. That takes IQ and speed and ability to be here and then hurry up and shoot a shot. You know what I'm saying? And the power, yes, it's there, so it's a knockout, but it's always from a shot that the fighters say, I didn't see, or wasn't expecting it, or Tank lulled me to sleep, or Tank had me thinking I was, you know what I'm saying, winning or had success, and he gets him out of there. We say the same thing after every Tank fight. Man, shoot, Mom was winning the early rounds, or Rolly was winning the early rounds, Leo was winning the early rounds, Bios was winning the fight. Well, Tanks allows all of those guys to win the fight or be winning those rounds so he can get them out of there. He don't, you know what I'm saying, want to go 12. He know he has the power, and it's always a setup. And each fighter, like I said, has a game plan. Martin game plan was already predicted from Tank's camp. They knew he was gonna move. So every fighter that's coming down, they already know they're gonna move. Nobody's gonna sit there and try to trade with Tank. So he's already has that advantage of preparing for actually what his fighter is gonna do. You know what I'm saying? You don't. Martin and them didn't know what Tank was gonna do. They didn't know if he was gonna try to move as well, or if he was gonna be on the press, or if he was gonna try to counter. He can do whatever he want in there because he has the power, and his opponents respects that power. While he knows that his opponents most of the time are gonna try to stick and move, win each round, and when, you know what I'm saying, win the fight by that. You don't ever see fighters fighting Tank trying to knock Tank out or trying to beat, you know what I'm saying, really beat up Tank. No, they just trying to win each round and not get knocked out themselves, which already puts them at a disadvantage because Tank is coming in with the mindset and the ability thinking, I can knock this guy out, or I will knock this guy out, while his opponent is already afraid to get hit, so they're on the defense most of the rounds, and they're just trying to jab, 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 move, jab, 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 move, while they're not even really throwing. I think could take it and give his all, which are power shots. So I just don't see no one beating Tank at the 35 and 40, and it's not even just because like his power, mostly because his power is just so respected, and that just, like I said, puts his opponents at a disadvantage because his opponents are not coming in to knock Tank out or to beat up Tank. They're just coming to win each round, hopefully, you know what I'm saying, and survive. And just trying to survive and win each round doesn't work against Tank because he will find his shots, and the chances of you taking his shots are slim to none. Then we seen you'll see a lot of people talking about, man, Frank was sitting on the ropes. He was sitting on the ropes. Them body shots was starting to add up. Tank, he said it in the press conference. Frank don't like to get touched in that body. He was getting touched and it was adding up. So he couldn't, you know what I'm saying, really take those. So you start to sit. You moving a lot and shooting jazz, man, that's a lot of fatigue. And then getting hit in the body takes a lot of fatigue out of you too. So it was a masterclass, man. It was a masterclass from Tank, man. This performance was definitely 10 out of 10. Definitely. He got hit a few times for some good shots from Frank. So give him a 9 out of 10. But hopefully the Loma fight is next. And that would be a great one. But this was the first episode or series topics of boxing. Many more to come. College topics will still be dropping as well. But since it's boxing, we got a new saying. We watch boxing fights, not highlights. I'm your favorite host, Trill. I keep it two things, true, real. Peace.